Frank, a recent widower, meticulously prepares his yard. He is getting everything perfect for a special occasion. His 4 children are coming home for a family reunion. He buys a brand new grill, the best steaks, and expensive wine. He tells his butcher he is getting all 4 of them around the same table. But that night, the phone rings. It is his son, Robert. He can't make it. Then another message arrives, this time from his daughter. She is a dancer and can't get away this weekend. Then another call. It is Amy. Her son Jack is sick, and work is crazy. She adds that David, the 4th child, can't make it either. The reunion is off. Frank grills the expensive steaks alone. The next day, Frank visits his doctor. The doctor warns him against traveling due to fibrosis of the lungs. He tells Frank he should just stay home and spend more time in the garden. But Frank has a different plan. If his children won't come to him, he will go to them. He packs his bag, his medication, and a camera. He is going to visit each of his kids, one by one, as a surprise. His first stop is New York City to see his son, the artist. On the train, he proudly tells a fellow passenger about his job. For years, he coated telephone wires with PVC, protecting them from the elements. He shows her a photo of his children, Robert the conductor, David the artist, Rosie the dancer, and Amy in advertising. He says it took 1,000,000 feet of wire to get them where they are today. In New York, he arrives at David's apartment building, but David isn't home. Frank waits, but he never shows up. Before leaving, he peers into the window of a gallery downstairs. He sees a painting and instantly recognizes his son's work. He recalls pushing David to be an artist, not just a painter. Leaving a note on the door, Frank continues his journey. He takes a bus to his next destination. Meanwhile, his daughters Amy and Rosie are on the phone. Amy has received a call from Mexico. David has been arrested. They agree to keep it from their father until they know more. Frank arrives at Amy's house in Chicago, a complete surprise. Her son, Jack, who is supposedly sick with a fever, answers the door perfectly healthy. Amy is flustered by his sudden appearance. She tries to cover her lies, claiming it was just a 24-hour bug. Frank plays a round of golf with Jack in the backyard. That evening at dinner, the family tension is palpable. Jack openly defies his father, Jeff, over a bottle of chili sauce. Jeff snaps at his wife for coddling him. Later, Amy tells Frank that this week is too difficult for a visit. She claims she has a huge pitch, and Jeff is leaving on business. She rushes him out, promising to arrange a proper visit later. The moment he is gone, Amy is on the phone with Robert. She is putting their dad on a train to Denver. She reveals she needs to fly to Mexico to deal with David's drug-related arrest. The next day before his train, Amy takes Frank to her advertising agency. Her team pitches him a commercial about a talking fish. Frank points out a flaw in their logic. They advertise an easy process that is actually a nightmare for customers. He tells them their job is to be economical with the truth. His blunt advice wins over the client. At the station, Frank asks Amy if she is happy. She insists she is, and he gives her an envelope, telling her not to open it yet. Frank boards the train for Denver, continuing his cross-country trip. He arrives at the concert hall, expecting to see his son Robert conduct an orchestra. But when he finds the rehearsal, Robert isn't on the podium. He is in the back, playing the drums. Robert admits the truth. He was never good enough to be a conductor. He tells his father that playing percussion is a low-pressure job he enjoys. Frank is clearly disappointed, calling it a waste of his potential. To avoid a longer visit, Robert lies, saying he has to fly to Europe that evening. Outside, they argue about Robert smoking. Robert defiantly quits on the spot just to prove his father wrong. Despite the tension, Frank tells him he sounded good on the drums. As he leaves, he gives Robert an envelope too. At the bus station, Frank realizes he has made a mistake. He set his watch back one too many times, crossing time zones, and missed the last bus to Vegas. A female truck driver offers him a ride. He gets dropped off at a train station, late at night. In a desolate underpass, he tries to give money to a homeless man, but the man turns on him, demanding his wallet. They struggle, and Frank's pill bottle falls to the ground. He begs for his medication, but the man smashes the bottle and runs off. Frank is left shaken, his vital medication destroyed. He has a disturbing dream about his lost son, David. Meanwhile, Rosie waits at the Vegas bus station, but Frank isn't on the 10 a.m. bus. He eventually arrives, and Rosie puts on a show of success. She picks him up in a stretch limo and takes him to a massive, luxurious apartment. She tells him she was the lead mermaid in a big show at the Bellagio, but it just finished. Their dinner plans are interrupted when her friend Jilly drops off her baby Max. Frank and Rosie are left to babysit for the night. Later, Frank overhears a message on the answering machine. Someone is asking for the apartment back sooner than expected. He realizes the fancy apartment isn't Rosie's. Feeling tired and low on his pills, Frank tells Rosie he is going home tomorrow. Over dinner, he asks her why his kids never told him the truth. She explains their mom was easier to talk to, and he always worried if things weren't perfect. She admits he pushed them all hard, especially David. The next day at the airport, Frank gives Rosie her envelope. As his plane takes off, Amy calls Rosie with an update from Mexico. David panicked and swallowed the drugs when he was arrested. He has been hospitalized. On the plane, without his medication, Frank starts to feel unwell. He collapses in the airplane lavatory. He has a vivid dream, a memory of a backyard barbecue. In the dream, he confronts his children about all their lies. He knows Amy's husband left her. He knows Robert lied about his European tour, and he knows the baby is Rosie's. He demands to know where David is, but his dream children just walk away. Frank wakes up in a hospital bed. Amy, Robert, and Rosie are there. He learns he had a mild heart attack. Done with the lies, he demands they tell him the truth about David. Amy tearfully delivers the devastating news. David is dead. He died of a drug overdose in Mexico. Frank is shattered, refusing to believe it. They explain they didn't want to tell him until they were sure, and because of his health. In his grief, Frank has a vision of a young David visiting him in the hospital. He tells his son he'd be proud of him no matter what he did. David tells him, "I am proud of you, Dad." Sometime later, Frank visits his wife's grave. He reflects on his journey, admitting he should have asked less of his kids and listened more. He travels back to New York to buy David's painting. The gallery owner tells him it has been sold, but she remembers David. She says David always spoke of how his dad was the reason he became an artist. She finds another of David's works in storage, a landscape of telephone wires. It is a tribute to his father's life's work. At Christmas, the family finally gathers. Amy, Robert, and Rosie, with baby Max, are all there. Frank cooks the turkey for the first time. He reveals a secret. For 41 years, their mother always overcooked it. He just never had the heart to tell her. As they sit down to eat, Frank looks at his family. And in that moment, he knows what he would tell his wife. Everybody's fine.